We're going to talk about landing pages next week, but this is a critical and a big area of failure as well when you do Google Ads, is you spend money pushing them to a page and there's no clear call to action around it, right? So they go there and they're like, what do you want me to do next? There's a concept that says, don't make me think, right? And the idea is, hey, I should know really quickly what you want me to do on this page. If you fail the don't make me think test, guess what's going to happen? They're just going to bounce, right? And this is true both on the SEO side and the paid side, right? So if your search result shows up and it doesn't give them what they want, guess what? They're going to just bounce, right? So there's a lot of strategies around creating a great landing page. We're going to talk about that, and it's called conversion rate optimization. We'll talk about that next week. On the search engine optimization side, there's actually multiple factors that they impact here. So there's this thing called page rank, and page rank basically is looking at what is the quality of the content. So it's a content piece, and what's the authority of the page, right? And so if other pages are pointing to the page, if it's being talked about in social media, if it's fast and SEO optimized, there's a whole bunch of things here, right? So typically on an SEO strategy, if you're going to go through an SEO strategy, you kind of do an audit on the site. And there's tools you can use. They'll say, hey, guess what? Here's some optimization around your content. Here's some things on your site. It's loading slow or whatever. It's not mobile friendly, or it'll shoot out a bunch of recommendations. You then want to do keyword research. You need a backlink strategy. You can look at topical pages. So I like to write topical pages. So these can be articles. They can be blog posts, but they're essentially related to the keyword that is being searched. These pages can serve a dual purpose. They can serve an SEO purpose, and they can also serve a paid search purpose. You can help Google by using internal linking. So if you use links inside of your articles and you say, hey, this page is about project planning software, right? And I use this link in maybe other posts, Google says, oh, that page must be about project planning software. You also look at the site architecture. We talk about long tail. We also talk about link bait. We're going to talk about link bait in a little bit more. But there's several strategies around SEO. The things we can control most is content, right? Guess what? ChatGPT changed the game on content. I can literally go into ChatGPT and say, write me an SEO optimized article on project planning software. And it will write me an SEO optimized blog post around that. You could literally copy and paste it into your page, and guess what? You have an article, right? Now, I wouldn't recommend just copy and paste. I'd probably do some audit and some, manipulation around it. But you could have a blog post, and don't think of it even as a blog post. Think of that as a SEO page. It can serve no other purpose for you than just being an SEO page. None of your customers ever have to see it unless they're searching for this very specific long tail keyword, right? So we can get a lot of ground really fast by creating topical pages around specific keywords, right? Okay. One of the other low-hanging fruits I often see is retargeting ads. So you're spending time, you're spending energy getting them to your site. And what we want to make sure that we do is then capture their attention outside of the site. And so you can, Google has retargeting ads, Bing has retargeting ads, Facebook and Instagram have them, LinkedIn has them. These are all available to basically bring back the people that you once had on your site and get them to come back. If you're a software or services company, there's often review sites that you can rank on. So in this example, I like to just look at what are the top 10 pages that are showing up for a result. If one of those pages is a review site, I probably should be on that site. If they're not review sites, you're probably wasting time and money on it. But if there's a review site that's ranking on one of your keywords and it's in the top 10, you should look at those review sites. Crystal, you gave an example of Utah.com, right? Utah.com is ranking on keywords that you care about. Therefore, it's important that you're on there, right? That's an example. Word of mouth is also another way of you're trying to pull in demand. Anybody part of any Facebook groups? No? So I know in my community, I live in Lehigh in the Traverse Mountain area, there's a community group called Residents of Traverse Mountain. It's a very active community group, but we get posts like this all the time. Hello neighbors, looking for recommendations on someone who can assist me with a new company's logo design. You're just asking the neighborhood, hey, do you know anybody? So this is a poll strategy because guess what? They already have a problem and they're just searching for it. Consumers, 92% of consumers trust word of mouth. And there's whole strategies and topics we talk about there. Online opinions, interestingly enough, like influencers, they trust, and then advertising, right? So if you can capture the word of mouth wherever that's happening, and that can happen in LinkedIn groups, it can happen on Reddit, it can happen on other places, but it's that word of mouth advertising. Okay, so we're gonna take 5 minutes, we're gonna do another exercise. What can you do, or how can you better capture existing demand for your product or services? What are some of the keywords people are searching for? Where are people going when they're looking for a solution? So just think through this for a minute. How can you capture existing demand better? Okay, ready to go.